Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Episode 3270, first house call of the weekend. Appreciate everybody for their support over this past year, and this year I have no doubt is going to be a great one for our health community as well. I'm opening up our community document where all of your questions come in. As I've said before, we finally caught up. I know that a lot of people were relaxing over the holidays, but it did give us time to catch up on a lot of your questions. So if you have a question, you'd like it to be read live on the podcast, head on over to stevencabral.com/ask Cabral, and you can submit it right there. All right, let's dive into the first question of the weekend from the community. This one's from Sheena, and Sheena says, "Hi, Dr. Cabral. Love you and thank you for all that you do. I'll try to keep this as short as possible." Thank you, Sheena. All right, let's dive in. 5'1", 107 pounds, 44-year-old female, fit, possibly in perimenopause, upper and lower body vata, only calves, pitta kapha. Results from the big five is yeast and candida overgrowth, limited CBO recommended. In adrenal resistance stage, sex hormones are low, testosterone is optimal, omega-3 is a 10.4, thyroid is optimal, cortisol is optimal. I do Orange Theory, but feeling more depleted, so I was told to stop. How can I keep my gains if I can't work out because of adrenals? Which body type do I eat for if I'm a mixed dosha? I don't have any weight to lose, but could lose some body fat. Is that the same? Body fat's 24%. How do I gain muscle and lose body fat if for my dosha? What should my macro split be? Just wanted to add that because I'm in the adrenal resistance stage, I was recommended by my coach to do things to help bring up my energy in instead of pulling out. I'm just confused with how to work out and exactly while in perimenopause with adrenal resistance, mainly vata. All right, let's see. Perimenopause, want to build muscle, adrenal resistance. I sleep 6 to 7 hours on work days, 8 to 9 on the weekends. Any help recommendations appreciated. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. All right, happy to help. So I've got the whole intake right here. So I get it. Now, again, I haven't seen your labs. I don't know you, personally. I haven't worked with you, but I'm going to do my best to help. So as always, I can't provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but let's dive right in. So 44 years old, 5'1", 107 pounds. Overall, this is a stress-based issue, it looks like, right? So higher levels of stress and some gut dysfunction. And the higher levels of stress could be causing the gut dysfunction, believe it or not, because it can cause slow bowel motility. But either way, there's some yeast overgrowth, and we want to work on that. So you're doing the CBO protocol. Amazing. That's what we'd recommend. All right. So now what do we do when higher stress is also lowering your sex hormones? Okay. So what we need to do is first and foremost, we need to say, what is activity? Just like your coach is giving you the right advice. I don't know if they're an integrative health practitioner level 2 or if it's an equal life coach, but either way, they're doing a great job. And so we want to look at energy out versus energy in. You're only sleeping 6 to 7 hours a night. We also don't know if those 6 to 7 hours are getting you 75 to 90 minutes of deep sleep and 2+ hours of REM. So I would definitely track that if you're able to find out if that's the case. And I recommend getting more sleep. So I want you at 7 to 8 hours, ideally 8 hours, especially if you're an active person, which you are. I think you're doing Orange Theory workouts the majority of the days. So we get to increase sleep and increase quality of sleep. So at night, at dinner, that would be a good healthy dinner, 3 to 4 hours before bed. So you can have that out of your system. Probably using Adrenal Soothe at dinner along with full spectrum magnesium. Before bed, maybe liquid melatonin, maybe some calming magnesium as well. That's whatever your coach recommended. All right. The next thing is we're using the omega-3 support to help with inflammation. So you're at a 10.4. We want you at a 3 to 1. So you're probably going to use like 2 grams of omega-3s at whatever meal you'd like, truthfully. Most people do it at lunch and dinner, but you can just do it at 1 if you choose to. I just take mine at dinner. That's what I do. It's easy for me and very, very simple. Okay. Macro split I can't give you because I don't know your, I'd have to look at your basal metabolic rate, have to look at your energy output, all of those different things. But we teach all of that inside of IHP. And of course, your coach can help you a little bit with that as well. Your dosha go back to stevencabral.com/podcast, scroll through the top images, click on the Ayurvedic shows, and you can learn more about those because you seem to be interested in Ayurvedic doshas. So that will help. But you always work to balance your current Vikriti. So not necessarily your genotype or your Prakriti, it's what you're dealing with right now. So right now, higher stress, more of a vata-based imbalance. So we're working on more of a vata-based imbalance before anything else. All right. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully a great place to get started. And I definitely recommend monthly calls and check-ins with your Equilife or your integrative health practitioner. All right. Susie's up next. Susie says, "Hi, Dr. Brawl. Truly appreciate your podcast. It has majorly transformed mine and my family's health and lifestyle. I have a question about freshly ground ancient wheat flour. Is it inflammatory, same as modern processed wheat, or does it even have health benefits for some who have a well-balanced gut and isn't sensitive to gluten? I know it's a very controversial topic, but I'd like to hear your opinion on it. Thanks for your answer." Okay. Yeah, so happy to help. So let's look at it this way. I don't believe that. Now, I do believe that hybridized wheat to contain higher amounts of gluten to be better for baking and baked goods is certainly worse for you. There's just no doubt about that. Do more of the ancient forms of spelt and einkorn and all these other kinds. Teff? There's so many out there. I can't keep track. So could they be healthier for you? Yes, like there's no doubt about that. And then when you sprout them or you make a sourdough and you continue to let that ferment and remove a lot of the gluten, okay, well, that's going to be even more helpful. So then what's left in a lot of these? Well, hopefully if it's whole, you're getting the fiber, right? You're getting a lot of the B vitamins. So all of those things can be helpful. Now, when you process it down to a flour, it is more likely to increase blood sugar response and potentially an inflammatory response. It affects different people different. So I can show you, again, going back to more of the Vata body type, they do better with typically more carbohydrates, and they can do potentially well with some of these varieties. But always eating it closer to the whole form seems to be more beneficial for postprandial glucose response, meaning how high your blood sugar gets, and in terms of overall inflammation. But of course, if you use the whole grain, the fiber's there. So those can be like wheat berries and buckwheat and quinoa and what else? Oats, of course, those types of things, as long as they're mold-free. It can be helpful. So yeah, it is controversial only because there is no one recommendation for everyone. But if you're not overdoing it, whereas some people are having grains and or wheat 3 times a day, meaning breakfast cereals, pastries, etc., bread at lunch, pasta at dinner, I think that's obviously way overboard. But if you were having it once a day, once every other day, could it be okay? And you had a healthy body? Maybe it could. But I would run your food sensitivity test, make sure your gut is healthy. All right, Danielle's up next. "Hi, I will be trying to conceive in the next 6 months, so I'm looking to optimize my health. I recently got my blood work done, and I saw I have high iron levels. I think this might be from using a cast iron regularly. Most prenatal vitamins I'm finding have iron in them. Would you recommend looking for a prenatal without iron? Do you have any brands you recommend? Additionally, is your omega-3s and daily nutritional support safe for pregnancy?" All right, so if you go on StephenCabral.com/shop, you'll literally see our complete prenatal, like our complete pregnancy protocol is the daily nutritional support, the omega-3 support, excuse me, the daily probiotic support, and then there's a methylfolate to get your full methylated amount, which is 800 to 1,000 micrograms per day. So that's without a doubt the healthiest, without a doubt, way to do it. I mean, that's what my wife did. That's what I recommend as well. Now, you can do that through the daily nutritional support or the daily activated multivitamin. So whatever you choose to do, one can replace the other. And then you just add the 500 micrograms of methylfolate to the DNS or the daily activated multi. And now you've got the most potent prenatal that you can get. And then you add the daily omega-3 support. And then you add the methylfolate, as I spoke about, 500 micrograms extra. And then what else? Daily probiotic. Yeah, that's typically what we're recommending. Vitamin D3, I think, is essential as well, especially if you're not maintaining a tan. So now what about iron? Well, it's rare that a woman would have higher iron levels during menstrual-based years. So this could be from outside contamination, but also just make sure, and I did a whole show on this because I was getting so many questions on the weekend. So I want you to listen to this show first and then see if you really do have high iron levels, because honestly, most people don't, but they think that they do because unfortunately, a lot of PCPs don't know the right numbers to run. So here they are right here. It is episode how to run your iron levels in your blood work, episode 3259, and then episode 3252, which is the 15 signs of low iron anemia. Okay, so I'd listen to both 3252 and 3259. If you have not run your ferritin levels, you don't really know your iron stores. You don't really know your iron levels. If you only run iron saturation rate, which most PCPs will run along with total iron binding capacity, you don't really know if you have high iron. Really important to look at that. So please do listen to those shows. Make sure you know your ferritin. If your ferritin is high, I would agree. There's iron-based contamination, whether it's water, pipes, etc., or iron, cast iron. Yeah, I would definitely look to lower those. Most products that are all natural may have a little iron if it's food-based, because there's iron in like chocolate and peas and things like that, but you're getting iron in your daily diet. So do you want to supplement with iron? Typically not, but not right away. But most women in our practice end up supplementing with iron by about 30 weeks into their pregnancy, because we run their iron levels and we see now they're functionally low and they have a lot of these signs of anemia. So again, can't provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but hopefully that is helpful, Danielle. All right. Let's get one more question in here today. This one's from Ronald. Ronald says, I've heard that it can take 10 to 15 years to fully detoxify from years of smoking. Are there any effective ways to accelerate this process? I'm aware that sauna therapy can be beneficial, but are there any more affordable options? Additionally, I'm concerned about the potential for toxin buildup in my liver and gallbladder, increasing my cancer risk. Can you please provide some advice on how to minimize these risks? I'm a 75-year-old male and have smoked since I was a teenager. Thank you for your time and expertise. Sincerely, Ronald. Ronald, happy to help and really excited that you're getting into this at 75 years young. That's really what it's all about. At 75, the focus should be on another 25. It really should be. Like, that's my goal for everybody in their 70s in my practice. Like, okay, healthy 100. That's what we're looking to do. And so you brought up a good point. You know, how do you detoxify from years of smoking? Well, from years of smoking, yes, toxins can absolutely build up. There's no doubt about it, and you can actually see them again at labs. A lot of people say like, "Oh, your liver's always detoxifying." Again, that's just repeated. It's called parroting, right? They're just repeating what they heard somebody else to say, but they have no idea that that's actually true or not, right? But no, you can build up this stuff up in your body. Now, the nice thing is your body is working to remove it. I can't recommend enough. Again, I can't provide any medical advice. I don't know your background, but a 21-day functional medicine detox, you can see the one that we use in our practice. We've used it hundreds of thousands of times at stevencabral.com/detox. If it's not the most popular functional medicine detox in the world, it's up there. And that's because it works. Like, that's the bottom line. We barely even talk about it that much anymore. Thousands of practitioners around the world using their practice. I can't recommend that. 21 days. That will help tremendously. Then after that, using the daily foundational protocol level 2, that's daily nutritional support, daily omega-3, daily probiotic support, daily fruit and vegetable blend, and then you'll add your vitamin D3 to that, okay? So that's what I'd recommend. And then one more product called the daily detox support. Super simple, just 2 capsules a day, helps that liver continue to remove a lot of these toxins. Now, the last point, though, and this is a big one, I do recommend sweating, and ideally in a sauna if you can. Now, regular exercise is great to sweat in, but parasympathetic nervous system sweating inside of a sauna from an infrared sauna heated from the inside out, absolutely recommend that. I know there's a cost to it. The one that we recommend is at stevencabral.com/resources or stevencabral.com/shop. Click on that. Just type in sauna or TheraSage 360 and you'll be able to find it at Equalife. That's just stevencabral.com/shop. Takes you right over there. And the reason why, so it's less expensive and it pops up, it's easy to use. It really does work. Like, that's the thing. I would not make these recommendations if they didn't work, and they really do. So one of the best things that you can do to live a longer, healthier life is to sauna 4 to 5 times a week for just 20 minutes. Legitimately. The science is so strong on it. It might be stronger than almost like any other in the modalities that you're learning about. It's one of the strongest things you can do for overall health, vitality, and reducing cardiovascular disease by over 60%, about 63%, reducing all-cause mortality by over 40%. It's absolutely incredible. walk your 7,500 to 10,000 steps per day, do a sauna for 20 minutes most days per week. Just if you can do those things, it's so incredible. So Ronald, we're here for you. You let us know how you need us, and we want to be there to help. You can also follow up with questions at cabralsupportgroup.com for daily check-ins. All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of the day. I'll talk with you on tomorrow's Cabral House Call. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.